Okay, welcome everybody to another edition of the Dad at Arms channel. I'm your host, Dad at Arms. I also go by Colt. And with me today, I have my friend Emiliano Santalucia.
Hello,
How's it going today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Thank you
So,
for having me again.
yeah, for sure. It's always a pleasure. I wanted to talk about, I think everybody's really excited about this new Mondo figure that just went up for pre-order, the Teela figure. I know for me, it's been one of the ones I've been most excited for, and I think even last time we chatted in an interview, I was asking you about it
hmm
when she'd be going up. So I wanted to, you know, you're the design master for her and for these figures, and so I just kind of wanted to pick your brain about where her design inspirations came from and kind of let you talk on that.
Yeah,
So I'll
sure,
I'll turn I'll
absolutely.
turn the time over to you. I want to hear you.
Well, of course, let me first say I haven't seen the work in progress of this figure, so I saw it the first time when they revealed it. I think it was Designer Con, and was blown away. But the whole team did a fantastic job with it.
Hmm.
Like from sculpting, painting, everybody that worked on this figure has definitely uh, made such an incredible job, and I'm surprised that every new Mondo figure that they do, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
Not more than the previous one, but everyone in its own way. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
They're definitely able to surprise even myself that I work on this stuff. And Tila, well, Tila was, as many of these figures, she was designed a long time ago. She was designed in 2018.
Wow.
So yeah, now I mean now they're picking up the piece, and it's definitely stuff are getting released faster. Like Prince Adam was done definitely after Tila, but it came out
Okay.
earlier than her. But Tila, yeah, Tila, I think I first designed it. I first designed there when Brock Otterbacher was still on at Mondo.
Okay.
So I think before it was purchased by Funko, and she was a little different from what she ended up looking, but not very much. I mean, the core design was there. There were just a few adjustments to some of the proportions in the costumes, how the elements connected, etc. But I would say, other than that, she remained exactly the same when I started working with Hector Arce. For her, we just decided how the middle part was attached to her costume, etc. But other than that, we really kept almost everything I did previously
Okay.
as it was conceived. And well, Tila has some history as a toy and as a figure and as a concept, has some history in the fandom, because all of us are familiar. Well, most of us are familiar with the prototype picture
Hmm.
from Castle Grayskull and the old catalogs. The one where you could clearly tell she was hand painted with gold, etc. She had a gold shield. She had the spears instead of the cobra staff, etc. So uh, we always had that familiarity with her and with her prototype, and which was sculpted by Tony Guerrero, of course, like the other seven figures. And of course, that stuck in our minds, and my mind especially. We always wanted something closer to that, because the final toy was very different, and there was a reason
Hmm.
for that. So going back to a little bit in time, and talking about the history of how the figure was conceived. When Mark Taylor originally designed Tila, there were supposed to be two female figures in the line, Tila and Sorceress.
Hmm.
Eventually, Sorceress, named Goddess in the mini comics, was canceled, and they replaced it with another male figure, which was Zodak, which was designed later. It wasn't part of the first lineup that Mark designed. And like the others, they were thinking about just creating one back for both figures and just using armor pieces to change her appearance along with her face and weapons. So all the difference between the two figures were they were having the same back, where they had this very plain cloth with just I would say that they were like little ropes holding it together in the middle, and that was it. It was very plain. There was no there was the gem belt around her waist, but nothing else. So all the decoration, the collar, the breastplate, and everything that goes down to the skirt, etc., was supposed to be an armor piece that would attach to the figure, like Merman or He-Man or Beastman. They had something on top to change the look. And Sorceress, instead of using this, would have used the snake helmet. Mm-hmm. When they decided to, it was very confusing, I guess, even for them. When they decided to cancel Sorceress, they decided to sculpt all this gold detail on the figure and keep using the Cobra helmet, just so you have both figure in one. But they never really advertised it, so it was really confusing for us to read the mini comics and see this green-skinned woman that is Sorceress, but it's supposed to be this goddess. It's called goddess, but it's supposed to be Teela, because Teela is the warrior goddess. So I when I was a kid, I was pretty confused by that.
Yeah.
But this became very clear to me when I was able to see all Mark Taylor's original drawing. And because there was this basic body for Teela, and there was the Teela version with the decorations and the armor with the collar, etc., and the snake armor that was just for the goddess with the different head. Which is kind of what we see in the prototype, where we can see that she has an helmet, not the hair.
Yeah,
you see she has a golden helmet. So there was still a Sorcerer's head. And they were not even decided if she was going to be a good character or a bad character. So basically, she became, part of that became Evelyn, and part of that became Sorceress. Mm-hmm. So, sorry for the long premise to that, but I was so in love with the original design by Mark and the original prototype that I saw for so many years on that box and in the catalogs and the annual from the UK, etc. And I wanted to go in that direction, to not do something completely new and completely crazy for her, because we actually had an historic version of her that never fully materialized. Mm-hmm. And that was my goal. Like, no, let's just go straight for Mark's design. So keeping the decoration she has at the center of the chest here with the horns, etc., and really try to reproduce that exactly as it was designed by Mark, with that Art Deco style that he used. Mm-hmm. And the fur on the around the collar, that was part of it. We kind of saw that appearing in the mini comics, etc., and that was never fully developed. She had something in the original figure, but not much. So let's do real fur around her neck. Let's put white on the fur on the boots, for example, and have white wristbands. Yeah. So all those decisions were informed by what originally Mark did, what we saw in the mini comic drawn by Alcala, which was based on Mark's design, etc. And I must say, they let me do everything exactly as I wanted. And actually, when I started working with Hector, we just went back even more to my original design. So the entire decoration that goes down to her skirt with the leaves and the centerpiece, etc., it's just one piece hanging for the breastplate.
Yeah.
So it's attached here at the center and goes down. And it's exactly like Mark's design. And I was ecstatic because it's like, that's what I always wanted to have. Something that was really a good representation of that prototype and the original idea. And thanks to Mondo, I got it.
That's awesome. And I really love what you said when the figure was revealed and people were starting to post it. You posted the photos, to social media, and you said something along the lines of, this was your way of being able to pay tribute to Mark Taylor. And
I definitely wish I could that he could see her. And I could tell him, look, I did it. I mean, no disrespect to Tony, because Tony was awesome with all his sculpt, but it had to work within certain constraints and what Mattel was telling him to do, and what the technology for that figure was allowing him to do. But now we can really do what you originally designed in that bishop.
Yeah, it's so cool. When it went up for pre-order, I think I waited not even 5 minutes before deciding to put my order in. I can't wait to get her. She looks awesome. And I don't have many of the Mondo figures just due to, shelving space because they're so big, but I have Skeletor and I have He-Man, and Teela was always one I was going to get. So I'm excited, and she looks gorgeous. You did a great job on the design. The sculptors did fantastic.
The sculpt is fantastic. And maybe, I was thinking maybe people, not all fans, all collectors know about this, but like why she has a spear instead of she has the Cobra staff and she has a spear, because those two different weapons were destined to those two different figures. Teela was supposed to come with a spear, not with the Cobra stuff. Yeah. So we were able to incorporate that original design for that original weapon that was supposed to come with the vintage Teela instead of the Cobra stuff. But we have both, so you can pick and choose what you want to display her with.
Yeah, it's a cool representation of whatever Teela you want to build.
Yeah.
If you want her in the snake armor, if you want her just as captain of the guard, if you want that spear with her, or the staff of Ka. So
yes,
lots of options, lots of display options and play options, and I think that's so cool.
Yeah. And also, they said it, and people noticed it, that they actually sculpted a whole new body. It's not the same body that they used for She-Ra.
That's right. I did read that.
Yeah, they changed it. It's 3-part body. They have part of the costume sculpted on, but a lot of separate parts, so you don't have a feeling that it's just a low relief sculpture on the body. It has a lot of attachments, etc., around their body. But yeah, and it worked wonderfully. I think it really fits her.
Very cool. I want to ask you, and if you can't answer this, that's totally fine, because I'm sure Mondo has their rules about stuff like that. But now that Teela is here, will we get a variant down the line, do you think, for the green-skinned?
I remember Bob Fulkerson posting a picture some time ago of a green-skinned figure, but that's all I know right now.
Awesome.
But it did, so I can mention that it did.
Cool. Well, thank you. So now, kind of shifting from our Teela talk, let's talk about the other thing that you're involved in, the Legends of Dragonore.
Yeah.
What wave are you on now?
We just opened pre-orders for Wave 2 yesterday.
Awesome. And they're on the wall behind you there, right?
Yes. I put them on the wall here because those are prototypes. If I touch them, they fall apart. I'd love to show them close to the camera, but they are. I mean, that's the only one I can really pick up. is this one, because starting with this figure and some other copies, Per Brauner, our sculptor, started to create a very clever way to attach the parts.
Cool.
So they don't fall apart anymore. And
awesome.
so I can handle them more safely. But those were a nightmare to photograph. But, so this is wave 2. There is Chief Talon, Terraptor, Horridane, Arborius, Venatica, one of the cavemen, because there are 3 cavemen.
Right.
And the Divine Armor, which is our Build-A-Figure. This is the second Divine Armor, our Build-A-Figure that you can put together by buying all 6 figures.
Awesome.
It went up for pre-orders yesterday. Other than this set of single-carded figures, we also wanted to offer a 3-pack of cavemans, so people can build their own army of cavemans. And it's the same body. Of course, it's an army builder. It's the same thing, but there are 3 different heads and 5 different weapons.
Awesome.
And on top of that, because people asked it, it's always fun to do one. We're going to do a weapons pack. Awesome. So that can be ordered too. And everything is available on formotoys.com, our website, but also Big Bad Toy Store and other places have the full set and the single figures, etc. So I'm very proud. They are, I think, even more. They're richer. They're more complex than the first wave. We're going in kind of different directions, but it's that always thing about Masters of the Universe, where you had things from all over the universe. You had Extender and Rioblast in the same wave.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to do. We want to do cool stuff that kind of fit together in that weird way where the world allows to have all these different ideas.
Yeah.
And we had fun designing them. They've been designed for a long time. Like Chief Town was really one of the very first design. We just moved him up. Others took a bit more time to decide on, like Venatica and Horridane, etc. But I'm very happy. Per did a fantastic job sculpting them, and I hope people will get to enjoy them. We also have our actual real action feature, which is very simple. I cannot demonstrate it, unfortunately, but if you dig on our Facebook page or on our Instagram around October, early November of last year, you'll find a video. Horridane, the witch, if you turn the tip of her hat,
that's
her
right.
face change.
That's right.
So
I remember that.
she has a woman face and a demon face behind.
Very cool.
So it's a simple thing because it's just an articulation basically, but it was so cool to being able to do something like that. We have a lot of ideas for action features, but those increase the costs a lot for this. Yeah. But yeah, I have some of the Wave 1 figures here. Just if your viewers have never seen them,
very cool
up close, they are like this.
They're so cool looking.
I must say, we've been very lucky with our factory. When you start working with a factory in China, you kind of don't know what to expect. You get your first shots, and they're nothing like what you wanted, and you have to fight and ask for revisions, etc. And then the final product is never what you want. These were absolutely fantastic from day one. The way they did them, the molds are perfect. Like they're exactly like pear sculpture, nothing different. And even the construction, etc., we had just like minor notes, really minor notes, not even about the sculpture, nothing about the sculpture, but like technical details, like fix some painting here, make the joints more tight because they are all on pegs that can be popped out and swap the parts between
Cool.
the different figures. They're all the same joints.
Okay.
And once they got that fixed, and they're still improving them, like some of the pegs sometimes were not perfect on wave 1, but they're still working on the molds. So the next waves will be even better than these for sure.
Very cool. And are people still able to get wave 1?
Yeah. We have still some. It's very possible to order them. We have wave 1. We have some of the PowerCon exclusive from last year PowerCon, and we also have on pre-order the first dragon, because we're also doing this larger figure that are like, let's say it's with the entire neck is about this big. They are deluxe figures. They're more expensive, and they are dragons that can be configured and in two modes. You can have a 4-legged dragons that the figure can actually ride. I lost the tiara. Or you can just swap parts, add different arms, and have an humanoid figure that
very cool
stands up and can fight with the other characters. And those were really fun. It's something new, I think. We didn't really had something like this in old lines, where we had really articulated figures, bigger figures. Like most of the creatures were usually one piece, like Battle Cat, or I mean, even Bionatops, where it was just one piece, only the jaw was.
Jaw.
Yeah, exactly. Tyrannosaurus Rex had the legs and arms were articulated, but that was a big figure. These are like an actual figure with all the articulations, etc., and they're all modular, so they can be swapped with the other dragons, because we will keep doing other dragons. We have 5 already planned, so you will have this army of dragons, and you can combine parts, etc., and it's going to be very fun.
Very cool. Well, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that it's going well. I'm glad you're in wave 2 now, and onward and upward.
Yeah. Hopefully we can keep going and do even more. We have tons of ideas for other things that we want to do. So if people keep supporting us, if they buy all wave 2, etc., there are very cool ideas in the pipeline.
Awesome. Well, I'll make sure to get all that order information.
Thank you.
And
thank you very much.
So yeah. Well, I don't think I have any more questions for you today. This is just kind of a short, quick interview. So thank you for joining me on your Saturday.
I'm very pleasure to do it.
Yeah, it's always fun to chat with you. So
thank you. Well, thank you very much.
And for people watching, where can they find you? Like on social media and stuff.
On social media, they just look for Emiliano Santalucia. You will find my professional page, which is better because I get tons of friendship requests on the personal page, but that's the personal page. It's really, I don't mean any disrespect to anybody that send me a friend request, but like I don't accept everybody, because I have thousands of people I don't know.
Right.
My professional page is definitely better, so you don't get photos of my cats on the professional page. Well, you may find some in the other page. On Instagram too, just looking for my name, and of course Formo Toys, both on Instagram and
awesome.
and Facebook.
Cool. Sounds great. Well, you have a wonderful day, and
thank you, man. Thank you very much, Colt.
Yeah, we'll see you.
All right. See you soon.
Goodbye.
Bye.